Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing this infinite, exploding physics sim thing. It's kind of like a bullet or a wrecking ball going through, blowing up a bunch of walls. We can make it loop through a clever trick, and we're going to do this together. So let's make it happen. If you have any questions while you're working on this, feel free to leave a comment. I respond to almost everything. So let's jump right in. Cool. So we have the scene, and so basically what we want to do is we want to basically set up the scene, the camera movement, and we also want to then set up the physics as well as do some self-fracturing. So if you don't have the self-fracture add-on, you go to Edit, Preferences, go to Add-on, you type in self-fracture, you'll get it right there. It's really easy to do. Great. So let's first delete the cube and let's add in a UV sphere. This can be the projectile. Let's scale it down a little bit and let's apply auto smooth. Maybe one sub-D surface. Cool, reasonable. Okay. Then to make the track, we're going to add a plane, grab Z, and then let's just have this maybe like that. And then let's think, what would be a fun way of, so then for the plane, it's really quite straightforward. We're just gonna grab these guys and we're just gonna go grab Y, just really jam it forward. Grab Y, really jam it forward. Grab Y, cool. This can be the track. And maybe scale on the X a bit bigger, apply the scale, and then we're gonna want to add a solidify, and then we're gonna add a bevel. Let's add like 4 segments, and it's like 0.05. Great, nice. So we have a track, we have this, and then let's also just change the camera. So we're gonna do to the X view of the axis, Control-Alt-0 to apply the camera. I'm going to do a square camera at 60 FPS and then ray tracing on. And then we can add another view right here. Z rendered, I guess, tilde view camera. Awesome. That's here. Grab Z up. Actually add this with N. Pull this to be 0. Nice. So we're going to want to have this be exactly the same and we can change the lighting and stuff later. But okay, cool. So we have this coming in here. So we're going to know that at a certain regular kind of cadence, we gotta have something happen. So if we do like a wall every 10 meters or so, then we have a solid section where there's not gonna be, the wall's not gonna be seen. So that's gonna be how we're gonna get that effect to work well. And we can maybe even adjust the camera tilt just a little bit. So rotate Z, pull a little bit, grab Z, pull it up, rotate Z and point it, rotate Y and point it down. Z, rotate a little bit down. So it's not exactly perfect, kind of a little askew, so it'll look better probably with the explosion of everything. Like the exploding of all of the different, it'll look better with the exploding walls. So now let's make that wall. So I'm gonna do a cube, so mesh cube, and we're gonna go grab Z up, scale X, no, scale Y, scale Y, scale Y, scale Z, grab Z. And then if we know it's gonna be exactly here, if we move it along the Y5, we can have exactly that kind of amount moving, so we can have it work perfectly. So if we undo that, we do grab B to get the corner snapping, and then snap it, or it's grab B, so it's snapped, so now it's on this, and just change these back to zeroed out. So now we know it's exactly on the Z right there. So now it's lined up, and then we're going to want to make this the base wall. And then we're gonna do F3 to search. We're gonna say self-fracture. We're gonna do some settings on this. So we're gonna do, let's do like 4 recursions. We want it to recursively shatter on the big pieces. Reasonable randomness, that's fine. We also wanted to put it into a collection. So let's call this wall 1. And then this should be good. Let's see how it runs. It's a bit too regular for me, so let's undo this and run it again. So F3, self-fracture. We want to have it be there. So the noise, let's increase the noise. The randomness, let's increase the randomness. And then let's increase this to like 30. And let's run it again, see how it looks. Much better. So I'm running it now with a fairly low randomness on hitting the big ones. 4 times, 30 pieces for it, and a little bit of noise. So let's just see how it goes. Nice, it's looking pretty good. So we have it all there for the wall. So if we grab this and we push it down on the Y5, whoops, grab Y5. Now it's exactly there, which is good. And then we're going to want to, I would say, do it one more time. So we have a like repeated, so we have 2 different options. So let's do that again. So we're gonna do F3, self-fracture. Let's increase the randomness a bit. Let's call this wall 2 and say okay. And I'll say grab Y10, and then this isn't needed, so we can hide this base wall. So let's do that. Then we want to actually clone out this. So let's unclick here, say Alt D. So we click wall 1, we say duplicate this, or duplicate linked. We do select this object, grab Y -10, and then that's just back here so we can see that that's going to hit. Actually, it should be the different wall, so that's not right. So let's just delete this. Let's delete it. It's wall 2 we want to duplicate, so we're going to say duplicate linked, select hierarchy. Nope. So it'll be select objects, grab Y -15, grab Y -15. Perfect. Nice. So now all we got to do is add some physics on this. So let's grab this guy. We can go here into the wall 1. We're going to grab one of these. We're going to do physics. We're going to do a rigid body. We're going to turn on deactivation and start deactivated so it won't initially work. And then we're going to have that selected, and we're going to select the entire hierarchy, and we're going to select all of the objects, and then we're going to do Control L, and we're going to say link collections. So now it should all have the physics, which it does. It's not deactivated, so we're going to select all of them and hold Alt and click the deactivation. So now they should all be selected. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing for this guy right here. We're going to click a piece, this piece right there. We're going to physics, rigid body, deactivated, start deactivated. And then we're going to right click, select objects, Control L, link collections. And then we're going to click, I guess, the toggle, and hopefully it'll just do it for everything. Let's see. It is doing it. Perfect. This, I think, actually probably should have changed to meshed so it'll work a bit better. Let's just first see the animation. Nice. So then what we want to do is also animate the camera. So we know we're going to have it repeat, I guess, every 10 meters. So we're going to have this start at 0, and then we're going to have this have a keyframe here. And maybe after 3 seconds, so like 180 frames, it should be at 10. Actually, it should be 15. And then this should be 180. And we're going to put these and make it linear interpolation. And then we grab all of these guys. Let's make sure this is all set. So we're going to select objects, deactivate, start deactivating. Nice. And that's looking good. And then what we can do here is also just select this. So Alt D, grab Y 15, I guess. Alt H. This can be hidden again. Say new collection for this. This could be loop start 2, I guess. So we're having that be a second one. Alt H. Nice. And I just removed, trying to remove it at least. Nice. I just turned off the physics sim for that. And then we can start here again. And this is just going to also animate 15. So it's going to go from 0 to 180, and it should just go 15. And then it needs to be linear, so AT, linear interpolation. Nice. And then we just got to add in this, the physics on this as well. So it's going to be a physics object right here. We're going to get a rigid body. It's going to be animated, not dynamic. And that should just work. And this is also going to be a rigid body. And this is... So it was exploding immediately because the ground is exactly touching it. So that's causing an immediate intersection. If we just pull it down a little bit, it should now, what? Yeah, so there was an issue with, I guess, the floor rigid body. So I changed that. Now it's working. And I'm going to change the physics on this. So I'm going to select all of these objects again. And then it's just kind of just playing with the parameters until I'm happy with it. So let's just keep on playing with them. Nice, so convex hull is working well. And then maybe increase some of the friction. Nice, so then this is looking good. I changed some of the settings around. I might want to change some of the wall 2 settings. So I'll do select, I'll click one of these guys and then select all the objects. I can also increase the friction and do some dampening as well. Nice, so we want to change some of these parameters really quick. So if we click this guy and we go right click, select objects, this guy, right click, select objects. We can lower some friction, add some dampening, and then we also do that. And then it's looking pretty good. Let's run it. It's looking nice. And then now we just kind of shift this down a little bit. So what we want to do is save. We're going to hide this. We're going to grab all of this. We're going to delete it. We're going to save. And then look at the front of the loop right here. Actually, this, we're going to grab this guy again, Alt D to duplicate it. And we're going to go M for a new collection. We'll say loop end, create, select all these objects, grab Y We had it before at 15, but maybe we can make it 20. So grab Y5, whoops, 20. Now let's just see. Nice. We actually want to push it a bit further, so we can probably do another 30 seconds, like 240. We actually grab these and push Alt E or Shift Control E. We can do, if we do Shift E, we can then do linear extrapolation, and it will actually should work. Yep. And we do the same one, A, Shift E, linear extrapolation, and it should just work. Do it. Yep. And the math works perfectly, which looks good. This can still be hidden. And then we want to have a geometry nodes group to also shift everything over 15 frames. So let's do a mesh cube geonode scene duplicator. And let's put this in, new collection, lights, go to geometry nodes, new, pull in the lights, transform geometry of this, and it will go 20 meters anchor, 25. Nice. So we push it all 20 meters up, and that will loop. And then we can then take these guys and play around with it. And go back to layout. Let's do rendered view. Let's grab our light. And then now I'm going to do the texturing really quick. So I'm going to first bake everything. We bake it all. And now it's going to go pretty quick with at least the motion. Nice. So let's do a material on this guy. New. We get like red, metallic. And then we can do... Let's just add the wall material really quick. So we just go back, grab a piece, wall material. Can do kind of a wacky one. So we can do like a noise texture. I kind of like subsurface. I don't know why I love it so much. I just love it so much for some reason. And I can't get enough of it. I don't know why. Apply the wall material, Control A, get that wall material, right click, select objects, Control L, link materials. Now they're all that wall material. Nice. Nice. I'll do the same thing for these other walls. It's all done. Grab it, choose that wall material, right click, select objects, Control L, link materials. Now they're all that same. I push period to go here. Yeah, nice. They are all the right material. Lights. Let's get rid of light, Shift A, light. Coloring it a little bit. Let's do a shift. Nice. And then we'll do a noise texture on this as well. Nice. We scale this guy, put it in here, and let's add in a random, add another noise texture, vector math, just like this here. You're getting some swirlies, I think so. Scale, nice bit of swirlies there, and then color ramp. We could do like two different things, like a reddish. Yeah, we crank them. I think that's too much. Let's do. Nice. So the rest of this, I'm just going to finish out the scenes, but hopefully you guys learned something. This is kind of a quick tutorial of how to do this kind of infinite like physics sim loop. So that's quite straightforward for you guys to do. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment below, and please feel free to check out some of my other videos.
Augury.